Hey there, it's Pete over at Sampleist, and today we are checking out the Spitfire Symphony Orchestra by Spitfire Audio. For several years, the Spitfire Symphonic Orchestra has found its place in many a composer's template. With string, brass and woodwind sections, it has been a great all-in-one solution for composers creating both cinematic and realistic scores. Now, Spitfire Audio have made some quality of life changes to the Symphonic Orchestra to create a more streamlined yet expansive version of this timeless collection. Instead of having to buy all three sections separately, now the Spitfire Symphony Orchestra features the three original sections with the addition of their percussion, harp and piano. There is also new legato programming from the inspirational Andy Blaney and a new and improved GUI. While also being significantly smaller at 345 gigabytes in size, the new collection is significantly easier on the wallet too. And yes, it does include Masse. The Spitfire Symphony Orchestra downloads at 345 gigabytes and it runs in the free Contact Player 7.5.2 or higher. It is also NKS compatible. Currently it's on offer at £399 with cross-grade pricing available depending on what you already own. In my case, I already purchased the core versions and the pro versions and the percussion, piano and harp libraries. So this made it a free upgrade for me. So I would just check out your Spitfire Audio account to see where you stand in terms of pricing. In this video, we are going to do an overview of the sections and then talk about what is significantly different, and then are there any trade-offs between the original libraries and the new ones, and should you keep both libraries installed on your system if you do own the previous versions. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Spitfire Audio for sending over a copy of the library so we could make this video. While we do get the libraries for free, it is really important to understand that it does not cloud our thoughts, ideas or decisions on any of these libraries. We're not going to do a composition today. However, I'm going to link some examples from albums that I've created using the Symphony Orchestral range, because ever since I got it, it became a game changer for me, and I've just been writing and using these libraries for many years. And yeah, I just think doing a quick composition in this video doesn't do them justice compared to hearing them in a full production. So I'm going to link 2 albums down below in the description, so check those out if you want to hear some examples, and of course there are loads of examples on Spitfire's website as well. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. And here we go, the Spitfire Symphony Orchestra. It is a huge library, 1,568 presets in total. If I scroll through, you can see we have all of this content. So let's check out the subbanks so we know exactly what the library contains. We have, first of all, the curated ensembles. These are new, they sound fantastic. We're going to check these out in a moment. Then we have the individual techniques. So if you want to load up a single technique from any of the instruments, you can from this folder. Then we've got the legacy content. We've got the harp, Masse, which is an ensemble library that you received if you purchase Spitfire Symphonic Brass, Strings and Woodwinds, and percussion, symphonic brass and woodwinds. And then we have the symphonic strings in a separate legacy folder. In the other, you access the piano and the harp here, and then we have the symphonic brass, percussion, strings, the woodwinds. These are the new updated versions of the libraries, and you see you have performance legato, so the amazing Andy Blaney legato, and the techniques collections. So let's check out the strings first. We're going to techniques collections, and I've already loaded up the violin 1 core techniques. Now when I click on the library, you'll notice the GUI changes. I am using Contact 7 now. I've upgraded to Complete Control S61 Mark III. It's a wonderful ecosystem, but I'm still working out various little things like you can't resize the windows and the GUI changes. I'm sure all of that will get updated at some point, but for the purpose of this video, it's not going to make a huge difference, but just wanted to point that out. Everything's recorded at Air Lyndhurst and it sounds fantastic. So I'm going to play the long articulation, and I'm going to control the dynamics, vibrato and expression using my faders. So I'll be playing with one hand at the moment. It all sounds absolutely gorgeous, and the Air Lyndhurst sound is just full of character and ambience. I love the dynamic range. So if I just play a D major chord, sounds superb. And of course, we can add some extra vibrato. I get some power behind those strings. But yeah, the controls are really, really straightforward. And I do love the new GUI. Now, the symphonic strings has all of these different articulations. And let's just pick out some of my favorites and most used ones, because we're going to be here all day if you listen to all the articulations from every library. So the long harmonics, again, I use these all the time. I just love that room sound. And then long flautando, and I'm just going to not even adjust the expression dynamics, because you have to hear these with two hands. So normally I would program them. I'm going to bring the vibrato down, and they just sound like this. So soft and delicate, absolutely love them. And then we have the marcato attack. Just going to bring down its expression. Great for punctuating different lines. Spiccato. Wonderful. I love that attack. Then we've got half-second shorts. Absolutely love the kind of like chime effect. Beautiful. And let's just go through a couple more. I'm going to go straight actually to the Bartok pizzicato. Again, one of my favourites. They sound amazing. And pizzicato as well. Just playing really, really simple lines so you get the idea, and I do really enjoy the brushed sounds as well. They're just like really delicate shorts, but yeah, they sound brilliant. And then let's just finish off with the Cole Legno. Yeah, sound brilliant. So you can actually hear there is a volume disparity. That's a pizzicato Bartok. That's a Cole Legno. So obviously different articulations, but you want to adjust in your DAW. That's not really an issue. So that's the symphonic strings. They sound brilliant. Let's just I will play the Sol Pom as well. Lovely. So, yeah, that's the violins. I think I just said that's the strings, and it isn't. It's just the violins. So if we go into the library, now they're all laid out exactly the same way. So if I just go into the, we'll do the cello, just so we get an idea again of how they sound. Lovely. So the longs. Sorry, I hadn't reset my CCs there. Let's go bring the vibrato down. Again, they sound superb. Lovely. So, yeah, all of the instruments are like laid out like that, but we have core techniques, and then of course we do have the decorative techniques. So this is where we have some really, really interesting articulations, and again there are lots of these going on. So we have the long CS sol pon going on as default. Lovely. We've got the long Rachmaninoff. Yeah, not sure I said that quite right. Sound brilliant. Let's go tremolo. Let's do so this is 100 and I want to say 30 BPM. It's quite small on my screen, but it's a measured tremolo. And we've got a number of these. We've got trills. I think it's 180 BPM. So that's my interesting eyesight at the moment. Major third. Fantastic. And we've got some cello effects. Just playing some effects over a drone there. So we have covered the idea that you have core techniques and decorative techniques, and you can load up the whole lot if you want to and just key switch to your heart's content. Now, as you imagine, every instrument sounds superb. So just load up the violas and see how we get on. Now, you'll notice it is a little bit slower, and ever since I've changed my system, shall we say, or upgraded, contact seems a little bit slower to me. So I'm just troubleshooting at the moment. But yeah, they do load quickly, as you could see once they started to load. Now the violas. They all sounded very full-bodied to me. Spiccato. Lovely. So the violas are fantastic, and I use the flautando a lot. Yeah, and let's just load up the basses as well. And these basses really, really growl. I'm not going to check out the violin too, but again, when you're arranging your piece, I always have violin 1 and violin 2 sections going on. So here's the basses, and like I say, these really, really do growl. Which is exactly what I look for in a bass. And everything is pre-panned as well. Some gorgeous bass harmonics there. And there we go. So we do the ensembles as well, and you can just play everything as a blended ensemble. So let's just quickly check that out, and then we're going to move on to the brass. I'm not going to spend ages playing through all of the instruments. Like I say, there are lots of different examples, but I want to talk a bit more about the features of the symphony orchestra. So here we go. We have the basses, and there we go. The GUI has wiggled around again. Sorry, the ensemble. So of course, playing two-handed isn't great because I want to adjust the fader as well. But you can hear you've got all of the ensembles blended together. Now you can adjust the release as well. So if you have a longer release, it doesn't sound, when you take your fingers off, too disjointed or disconnected when you're playing chords. I think the spiccato, for example, might show off. The range. Yeah, so you get the idea. You have the entire ensemble there. Finally, we're going to check out some of the new legato. If we go on the Techniques collection and we click Performance Legato, we have all of the new Andy Blaney program legato. So if we go on the violins performance, double click, there we go. And essentially, the legato will adapt to what you are doing. And it sounds like this. So I was trying to show off a few different transitions there. If you want to play some shorts, I'll just turn it down. You can. So it is very, very adaptive. Absolutely lovely. So these are brilliant performance legatos, and in the previous version there used to be a performance legato palette, it was called, and it worked in a very, very similar way, but this, you can see everything at work here. This has been completely redesigned, and it just lends itself to be more expressive. Now, I had no problems with the previous legato, but I have to admit this is an absolute joy to play. So I'll turn the vibrato off there just so we can hear the sustained note, as it were, within the legato. Absolutely brilliant. So that is the strings. Now, if we go into the brass, it's going to play you again. Let's go straight for the performance legato. Now, generally, I just use performance legato a lot, especially these A6 horns. So it doesn't go up to A12, it's A6, but these sound really, really powerful. Yeah, I absolutely love them. And for me, this is almost like instant Hans Zimmer style horns. So other libraries sort of lend themselves to different styles, but you really get that massive cinematic sound from these. Absolutely love them. Let's go for just, I think, the bass trombones, which I didn't double click then, but now I am. They sound great. Let's go for let's get out the performance legato and just take a quick look at the techniques. I love the solo horn. Use this a lot. Things like the rips. Decorations. It's a great fall. Long flutter. Yeah, you get the idea. So these, again, are fantastic. Let's go for the tuba solo. Again, I'm just picking out instruments that I use a lot. So if I'm doing contemporary orchestral, I use the tuba solo from Symphony, and I use the studio version as well quite a lot. And a lot of the time it's the staccato patch. So I'll just adjust my fader there. And the short stopped as well. Yeah, they sound brilliant. And let's just check out a couple of woodwinds. We'll do some performance legato. I love the woodwinds. The flutes, the A2 flutes. And they're very, very bold and very, very strong. Beautiful. And let's go one more. Let's go play the clarinet. Wonderful. And of course you get all the different articulations as well included. So I do urge you to check out the Spitfire Audio walkthrough because there's so much to go through. But we're going to just jump into the percussion. If we go into the tune percussion first, I absolutely love the tune percussion. So we'll start off with the celeste. And I did just pick up the Joby Burgess Symphony Percussion just for Christmas, and I absolutely love it. The fact I can't be sure, but I feel like these are the same instruments and the same samples because it would make sense. But yeah, they sound amazing. Superb. Let's go for the xylophone. Lovely. So you get the idea. These, again, sound incredible. Tubular bells, always important to me. Because I do a lot of spaghetti western music, and you must have those in there. And they've got a timpani as well. So again, these are all the tuned instruments. Lovely. Yeah, so the articulations are on the right, so if I want to do a roll, and I've been really careful here not to go too loud because these are louder than the rest of the library by a couple of decibels. So we have the percussion there, then we've got the percussive ensembles, the low ensemble, for example. Just go load that up. Yeah, so really, really dynamic. They sound amazing as well. So I've used this quite a lot, even though I've only just I only just started using the Percussion from the standalone library that I bought. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But yeah, they just sound incredible, and they sound brilliant in the mix. Absolutely love it. So that's a real quick whiz through the Percussion as well. Very, very short, but again, like I say, there's lots to go through. If I go into the other folder, this is where you're going to find the grand piano. So I'm just going to play on this, and it is quite it's not drenched in reverb, but you'll get the idea when I play it. It's a symphonic piano, so it's going to be recorded in the symphony hall, obviously, Lyndhurst, so it's going to have that room sound baked in. Okay, so it sounds like a symphonic piano, which is exactly what you expect. And yeah, love it. And then we've got the harp as well. Interestingly, the symphonic piano was the first piano that I bought on Piano Day from Spitfire Library many years ago, 2018, I think. And here we have the harp. And of course you have the glissando version as well. And you can change how the glissando works. Is it minor, major, pentatonic, diminished? Absolutely love these performances. So depending where you're playing, got more short glissando, longer. Yeah, sounds very, very cool. Very dramatic. You can adjust the direction and yeah, really, really cool instrument. Yeah, so that's the harp. Now, what I'm going to do here is just quickly talk about some legacy content. So I've gone to the symphonic strings. We've got everything here, which is very useful. So I've just loaded up the, if I'll do the legato, Violin 1 legato performance palette. So this is what I was talking about. You get the old GUI, and I'm going to talk about mic positions and mixing in a moment because it's got a different way of doing things with this one. But this is the old performance palette. Sorry, not palette, the old performance legato. So I'm getting the help bubbles. always sounds really good, but you can hear that the newer one is more advanced in that respect as well. And what I used to use are these performance palettes, and these are incredible. I say I used to, you still have them. My computer just made some strange noise while I loaded that one up, but yeah. So it's great that you have these, and this is more control over the legato. But the new legato has taken that to a next level, which, yeah, I think is a really, really cool difference. Now, let's just quickly... so that's legacy content, and if you are curious where the Harp came from, this is the original Harp library. So the flageolet articulation there sounds absolutely lovely. So you've got everything there as well, and there are some really cool curated presets, shall we say, like sound design presets. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. Just loading a few. So these are all from the original library, which are very, very fun to use. I can't actually show you what they are all called at the moment because you cannot resize the preset window. I mean, you can resize it, but you cannot change like the column width. So that's something I hope is addressed soon. So that's the harp. The piano as well. Oh, actually, it's not there. But the percussion you can see is... no. I didn't click on it. That's why. There we go. So that's the previous percussion library. So it's just an example there. So this is all stuff you can route your way through, but all the instruments are sort of laid out as ensembles, and they're singular as well. Really, really cool. And then Masse is one of my all-time favourite libraries to use. So if I open the Tutti Longs, so this is some ensemble library, obviously using the sounds from the symphonic range. So we've got the tutti staccato. And it just builds ensembles really, really quickly. The Nutcracker is gorgeous. Yeah. You get the idea. So you got, again, all of these to work through at your heart's content. I absolutely love them. Now, you'll notice certain things like super slow strings appears here. If we go up to created ensembles and we just do string ensembles, you can see we've got different types of strings. So they're slightly different. Slightly different articulations, I believe. If I just quickly go back, I'm going to look for cool strings, because this is something that I really want to sort of get to grips with. So do we have under strings cool strings? Yeah, we do. So I think the curated sections are I'll take them from Masse, which is again a very cool way of doing it. Yeah, they sound amazing. So I've always used the super slow strings. There we go, they are there. Yeah, lovely. So I've used those quite a lot, and then I did notice there were slow strings there. It's just all down to how well you know the library, but the yeah, it's just a really nice way of doing it. So obviously you can get this into the individual techniques. Yeah, there we go. So you can open all those separately as well. Yeah, there we go. So that is the Beast Short. Really cool for injecting lots of power. And just for sketching or for building your orchestration, these patches are really, really useful. So there we go. That is the Spitfire Symphony Orchestra. There is a lot to go through, and a lot of the fun is working your way through it. The last aspect of the library that I'd like to talk about is the difference in size. So I had the Pro version, and then when I combine everything together, we have about 700 gigabytes, maybe 750 gigabytes. That includes everything. Now, of course, this is 345 gigabytes. So I have deduced from my comparisons that it's all down to the mic mixes, and I absolutely love how Spitfire have given us 5 different microphones. So we've got close, we have the tree, we've got ambient, we've got outriggers, and we've got lead. Now, if I go into the original library, so that was the Symphony Orchestra, the new library. If I open the violins, chord techniques, and this is the old GUI, absolutely lovely. Everything's key switchable and it's very, very similar. However, if you wanted to do a quick mix, you could go up close, you could go far, and the instrument would change. Click on the spanner. You only got close, tree, and ambient mics. So we got 2 extra mics, which is great. And then when I purchased the Pro versions, if I click on the spanner again, you can see we've got the outriggers. So we get the outriggers now as part of this package, and the outriggers are kind of the reason I bought the Pro versions, I'll be honest. And the other reason I bought the Pro versions are the Simon Rose mixes. So there are, if I can find a patch, because I can't read all these, I want a stereo patch. That is not a stereo patch. So yeah, so you've got the outrigger patch. It's just getting used to the GUI again, isn't it? There we go. So you've got the effects. So here you got these 3 different mix types, and I used to always go to the broad type because it's very, very clear, very, very striking, and it's making the most of these Pro mixes, I guess. But you have 3 Pro mixes. So the real good news here is you get the outriggers and you get the lead mics as well, which you wouldn't have got in the original versions. So yeah, mic mixes are absolutely brilliant. It is now time for my closing thoughts about Spitfire Symphony Orchestra. I've used these libraries for years and they sound incredible. I've already said twice now in this video they completely changed my sound. I started getting more work. I use these as my bread and butter libraries. They just sound brilliant, especially when combined together. Then of course Spitfire have managed to, first of all, reduce the cost. I spent quite a lot of money buying these, and I used a combination of educational discount, being a high school teacher, and bought them in sales. But still, I don't mind paying that money because they are worth every penny. But the ability now to get an extended version of these libraries for £399 with the only difference really from the Pro versions being the mic mixes from Simon Rhodes and some extra mic signals. It's incredible, and you get the outrigger mics. So to summarize, that it's cheaper, it's 350 gigabytes thereabouts smaller, it's got more instruments in, and you're getting the outriggers and all of the content from the previous versions, and you've got the improved performance legato from Andy Blaney. I mean, it is an absolute bargain. It's a all-in-one symphony orchestra, and it sounds great. The other thing Spitfire have implemented is a bug reporting system. So in the past there might have been a dodgy sample or a bit of strange programming, and you'll have to contact support, and in my experience on different libraries, Spitfire have fixed some bugs that I've mentioned. Now you can report directly in the instrument. I mean, that's really, really cool. So Spitfire obviously not only rejuvenating the symphony orchestra and making it bigger and making it more affordable, but they're listening to the user base in case there's any more problems with it. I mean, what more can you want? So yeah, I really recommend it. I mean, it is a bargain. £399 on offer, or £499 when it goes up after the intro price. Yeah, I mean, listen to as many demos as you can. Like I say, I've linked my albums at the bottom, that all the symphonic elements are Spitfire Symphony Orchestra. Just see what you think, but I think they're incredible libraries, and I think they've done a fantastic job of relaunching this line. All that leaves me to say, once again, is thank you to Spitfire Audio for sending over a copy of the Spitfire Symphony Orchestra so we could make this video. Yes, I would have got this as a free upgrade due to what I previously owned, but again, just huge thanks to Spitfire for giving us a heads up, letting us know details of the instrument, and of course sending over this license so I could download it ahead of time and get stuck into the instrument. So yeah, really, really appreciative. Thank you so much. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a like on the video, and of course drop us a comment. What do you think about the newly revamped Spitfire Symphony Orchestra? Would you buy it? Would you use it? Do you previously have it? Have you thought about whether you should keep both versions? That's something I didn't mention, but I do highly recommend keeping the previous versions on your system, especially if you've got the Pro version for the extended mics, but of course also if you've got older projects. So I've got a whole album ready to go using the old version, so there's no way I'm going to get rid of it. If you're not done so already, please check out our other videos on YouTube, and of course please consider hitting that subscribe button. I've said this on a few videos now, we actually don't make any money. There's no advertising, no affiliate links. There is nothing in terms of financial gain on our channel apart from the viewership we get, and of course those moments when people have been kind enough to buy us a coffee. Really does go a long way, especially when I'm doing really, really long editing sessions, and that coffee really does come in handy. But we do this purely because we love the composing community, and we love showcasing the hard work of the developers and just spreading the word of all of these different libraries. So please, all we want really is a subscribe, because we know from our analytics 91% of our viewership are not subscribers, which we want to see that number coming down quite significantly. So hit that subscribe button, and of course keep making that amazing music. Until next time, have a great day, and we'll speak again soon.